Welcome to a new test and teardown video. This one is vintage. I mean really old. And there isn't any other connectors or anything on this wooden case. All you see here, that is what we got. So it's called Elektro-Kontrol Copenhagen, right? And it can either do volts or milliwatt, right? But then we got ohms, and we got 25 something and 250 volts, 10 watt, 1 watt, or 100 milliwatts. I have no idea what that is. That is disconnected and HT. The fun thing is, I tried to connect an ohm meter to this thing just to try and see if I could figure out what's going on here. And see, I don't know, can you see this? Yes. So we got 250 ohms. Huh? The same ohms in those three scales, and the last two over here disconnect. See? I don't know what that is. Probably just loose connections. Mega ohms. See? So I think those two are more or less disconnected. So let's go back here. We got ohms, okay? And then this switch is not making any difference no matter what I do. See? Again, no difference. And the ohms, yeah, it actually goes higher when I go to the right, like that. But there is no correct readout like that. So what the heck is that? And if I go down here, it goes to 0, not 5. Also, I try to do continuity test. Listen to this. There's a short every time I go left. But not when I go right. That is the weirdest. And when I go in those two settings here, 25 or 250, I can actually input some volts. Let's try and do that. Here we go. Over here is 25 volts. And it goes, I think this is 25. I selected, right? What if I go, yes, okay, we got much less. So 25. And look at this. Now I take my 25 volts and I swap direction. So what will you think? We got exactly the same. And again, no response from this switch. And of course, no response. What is going on here? So what is this meter really? And what can it do? I think I need to open this and see what is inside. Because that is really old. The metal is a little bit rusty here. It's probably quite interesting what is inside. So let's open. I got good news. I actually managed to figure out what this is. Ha. There is a speaker in the box. How about that? Isn't that beautiful? And look what we got here. Got a transformer with a lot of tappings, and it goes to this one. And we of course got some resistors and some wires going to a lot of different resistors here as well. And I believe in this very odd black Ooh, there's actually some text here. Hey, let's have a look. That is a capacitor. Okay. Why are we having a capacitor in series with the meter? And the meter is... a capacitor is in series with the 0 point of the meter, and we got two different inputs to the... we got three different... we got volts. I don't know what is going on here with this meter, but I know now what this thing is actually doing. It is measuring. This is a test system for those 100 volt remote speaker installations in supermarket or in big manufacturing facilities and so on. We got speakers running at 100 volt systems, and then you got transformers and low ohm loudspeakers, and of course you want to test the installation. So this thing can test the impedance in your drive, and it can test the capability of how many watts it can give, and of course you can also use it to measure what kind of AC volts is present on the lines. So this is definitely for audio tests. And look, let me put it in 100 milliwatt, and then I can adjust the impedance loading here to match where is the highest readout. Here we go, 10 ohms, and this is a signal generator for 1 kilohertz. Listen, and then the speaker will say something, so you can hear what's going on, but you don't really need to do this to read out what's going on, really. So this is afbryder, that is a disconnect switch, and this HT means højtaler, so that is loudspeaker. That is what it means. So loudspeaker is here, or it's disconnected. Ha! Now we know what this thing can do. So this is not resistance, but it's impedance. And this is the maximum my signal generator can give in milliwatts in 10 ohms. Ain't that neat? And if I go to volts, it's not a lot of volts. Okay. Yeah, but that is definitely how it is. Quite interesting. So, but how old is this? I got no idea. I'll try and look for some markings, because I see some markings in here. I still seek some numbers that can reveal how old this is. So the number on the transformer is 90716. I bet that is a custom type number, and that didn't help me much. It's actually the same number on the... yeah, it is the same number on the other side, and it's handwritten, so that is not helping. The number, I see some... There's actually another funny thing here. Look at the serial number. They started with 1044, and then they figured out, oops, this one is 1804. So it is also 1804. We see written here on the front. Here it is, 1804. So there's a serial number and a type number. And I also saw, yes, here there's actually also a, oopsie doopsie doopsie, let's try and get it. Sorry about that. If you get MO, I don't know what that says at all. Yeah, this meter is a little bit in a bad shape. We need to clean it up a little bit. But other than that, my guess is as good as yours, I guess. Or is it the other way around? Please tell me how old you think this one is. That could be a lot of fun, because I honestly don't know. Maybe this Philips speaker, but that is not the original one. As you can see, the original one would have been a lot bigger. Somebody wrote something here. I don't see any other. Yes, there's also a 1804. That is the serial number also written in here. But why don't people write the date or the year? That could have been a lot of fun. Well, that is not the case. A little bit of sandpaper and a little bit more of varnish, and it's gonna be nice and shiny. And of course this front could definitely need a little bit of service, so it could be a nice little museum part. Cool item for the museum, yeah, definitely. But need a little bit of love, huh?